preventing us from injuries. And I just don't see a lot of kids outside putting work into their craft like we did.
Exactly. And we talk about this all the time. You know, even the era that y'all had, the summers, we took away y'all summers. You
Absolutely. And birthdays.
Yeah.
Summer, birthdays. Proms. Yeah. We were married to basically our craft, and not really married, but we spent a lot of time off season with our craft, and it paid off for us. And a lot of kids are struggling around here with the mental part of the game, and you were one of those big emphasis on the mental part, knowing the game. And a lot of kids are just struggling.
And I think a lot of times what we had back then was, again, I speak so highly of Freeman, and he's no longer with us, but just the time that we put in, the time that we gave up, the time that we sacrificed, and then the time that you guys were willing to sacrifice. I know when we came to Carver, your freshman year, the year before Carver was 2-23, and that program automatically changed. But it changed with a bunch of girls who played y'all area. Then you had Stephanie and them group to come along with Jennifer Long.
Yes.
And then the next group came on with Melissa Vicker. Then the next group came on with
yes.
And it was a group of girls who played in the same program, who end up at the same high school, and just it was just the people don't know the battles that we had in the gym. Me and Freeman, when we would practice against each other, it prepared us for the next level of going up to Atlanta and winning to play the Frequency people.
And y'all families used to be right there with us
exactly,
too. Y'all made a lot of sacrifices, and that's something I think this new era kids, they need to get back to sacrificing, making some sacrifices to make their game better and grow as a team, as a unity, as a community.
Last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, I think, makes a big difference is the parents. The sacrifice that the parents and what you guys made, and the trust in the parents made. Like, your mama never had to worry about where you were because she knew you was in good hands with Freeman.
I agree.
Vice versa, with all the other kids. So, what if you had to send a message out to the parents right now? What would it be?
My message would be step back. Just kind of take a step back and relax and trust the process. Trust the system and trust the process. And it will never fail you. Again,
man, we have Ladella English, a Carver Tiger. Carver Tiger to our heart. University of New Orleans. Went through a whole lot. Hey, listen, I remember coming back home when we talked about how many times the hurricane had came through New Orleans, and you said this time, I ain't taking nothing. I'm just taking a bag. And that's the time it tore up everything. We lost everything, and we went to everybody's community and stepped in and helped out.
Oh, yes.
So, again, man, shout out to you. Thank you for coming up. Hey, and
thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
We're going to keep seeing it, man, and keep growing, trying to get everybody to get back into doing things to do. Hey, next up, we got Miss Loretta Cobb. We're going to pass these headphones on to Miss Loretta Cobb. Come on up, Lo. Y'all let this legend through. We're going to take a break real quick first, and then we're going to bring on Miss Loretta Cobb, the legend, back here. Courtside Live, Warren Buehler Court, Richard Mahomes Gymnasium, Carver, 27-20 at halftime.
It's the return of Courtside Live to the radio, our live play-by-play coverage of Muskogee County High School basketball. And our first big game tips off this Saturday when the Carver Tigers take on the Spencer Greenway. Tap in and listen to both boys and girls games on AM 1340 WOKS and FM 94.1 and ESPN 95.7. It's Courtside Live. Catch every three-pointer, every dunk, and every victory live on the radio. Game start at 6 p.m. It's Courtside Live.
Progressive Fuel Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road here in Columbus, Georgia, where you can phone them at 706-685-8023, day or night. Progressive Fuel Home, a touch of dignity for those who care.
It's the return of Courtside Live to the radio, our live play-by-play coverage of Muskogee County High School basketball. And our first big game tips off this Saturday when the Carver Tigers take on the Spencer Greenway. Tap in and listen to both boys and girls games on AM 1340 WOKS and FM 94.1 and ESPN 95.7. It's Courtside Live. Catch every three-pointer, every dunk, and every victory live on the radio. Game start at 6 p.m. It's Courtside Live.
This is the ESPN 95.7 community calendar. On the third Monday in January each year, we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We honor him by acknowledging his work in the civil rights movement, emphasizing equality, justice, and nonviolence. This day has also transformed into a national day of service. This year, it will be observed on Monday, January the 19th, 2026. Do your part by participating in volunteer opportunities in your area. The Nichols Chapel AME Church invites you to Protect Yourself Public Safety and Self-Defense Symposium, located at 215 11th Avenue, Phoenix City, Alabama, 36869. Saturday, January 24th at 11 a.m. This event is open to the public. Be prepared for a live self-defense instructional class. Wear comfortable clothes. For information on how to register, call 334-298-2570. The Chattahoochee Valley Libraries has released their 2026 Winter Spring Program Guide. This guide has all events and activities scheduled from January to April. Pick up your copy from your local library location. In the community and about the community, we are ESPN 95.7.
Hello, this is Pastor J.C. Fryer at the Pine Hill Missionary Baptist Church, 337 10th Avenue South, Phoenix City, Alabama. I would like to encourage you to join us in worship at Pine Hill every Sunday. Also, you can catch our message on WOKS on Sunday, 1 p.m. with Deacon Michael Sapp.
We're back here, courtside live at the Warren Buehler Court, which is my home gymnasium, as we get ready to start the second half. But before we start the second half, we got a legend, a living legend, Loretta Cobb here. What you think about the first half?
It was a little sloppy. I see a lot of fouls called, a little sloppy, a lot of turnovers. But that's first. When you got a game like this, and they compete all the time. Carver Spencer, it's a classic. So you expect everybody to be a little nervous. I expect the second half for them to tone it down and slow it down and get their offensive run. There's a lot of calls. It's still starting off a lot sloppy. You got to protect the ball. They punching that ball out like it's a soccer ball.
Hey, so again, we just had Ladella English, a different generation of you. What do you see in girls basketball now? I asked you the same question I asked her. What do you see in girls basketball now different from when your day of playing? How compare the eras and the competition level now what you see, because I know you're getting in the gym a little bit more now watching basketball. Compare for those who are not used to hearing it from somebody like you.
Well, what I'm seeing a lot is a lot of man-to-man. We played a lot of zone, and when you full court press man-to-man, that's kind of hard. So that's why you're seeing the turnover rates and the easy layups, and you're not seeing a lot of shots because of the one-on-one defense and all of, it's a little different because, like I said, Mike, it's competition. You got 2 or 3 players opposed to we had 5-on-5. So, I'm not calling the shots out here, but I will say, when we was coming back in the 80s, baby, we was out there grinding.
It's a big difference. I think it's a big difference in
scores
overall,
and everything.
I don't think the talent level is where it was when you guys played, but I think now we're having some balance where nobody's going to dominate. You're going to watch girls basketball, nobody's going to dominate. It's going to be on any given night,
right,
somebody can win. So I think if we don't get nothing else, we get in the back balance. It's going to be, you're going to see some ugly basketball at some time, but in the same sense, it's going to be competitive.
And I like that, though. I like to see a game opposed to 27-28, then 78-0 and 52-2. So I like that. I like where the talent's getting back where it should be, because I think, it's more interesting. And you get more people out like tonight. This is a classic, so you see in a full house, but this is what we had every day, every game, didn't matter what day it was on. Yes, full house, right. Packed house.
I remember. Hey, I want to correct myself on something, y'all. The January 23rd tickets, Hawks versus the Sun, caller number 40 for the halftime of the boys game. So I'm sorry, that was my fault. I misread something. It's halftime of the boys game, 706-576-3666. Be caller number 40, halftime of the boys game. Lo, I'll ask you the last question before we get back. We got a 29-22 game right here between Spencer and Carver. Spencer just missed an easy layup that could have cut the lead to 5. Carver's pushing the ball up the floor now. If you had to say, I asked you the same thing I ended with Adela. If you had to say, give some advice, and I know you do this a lot, what advice would you give to parents about their kid, the development, and what needs to be done in order for the talent? We see the balance, but we want the talent and the skill level part of it to get back into play.
That's an individual thing, Mike. Like I always tell you, and I've said it just the other day on the radio show with DJ, basketball is a competitive sport. And when these coaches get these kids, you're not going to see a 15-man roster. You're going to see a 6-man, 7-man deep. So that means that you just sitting on the bench waiting on your opportunity. But when you get in the gymnasium and you prepare before game time, you already know that you're going to hit the floor. You're just waiting on them to call game time. So I tell any parent, instead of sitting up in the bleachers like I'm hearing them criticizing and not really understanding the game, that's number one. Because you need to know the game as well as a parent so you can better prepare them to be athletic and get out there and compete on any level.
Again, this is a living legend. She said it best. This game has gone 33-22, and I think this is how Carver wants Spencer to play. Erratic, chaotic. So this is the kind of game Carver plays. And that's a long shot by Spencer. Miss. Carver's out running again. Hey, we can never get enough of listening to you. I think you need to continue to pour into these young ladies, pour into these young parents
Definitely.
who have kids that are playing it. Again, like we always did a long time ago, getting people to understand your history, your legend, and what you do. Shout out. Let's give a shout out to Creative Printing. What you want to do that real quick?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Columbus Creative Printing with Peaches and Theo. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, baby. And the sky's the limit, and God bless you. Pleasure talking with you again, Coach, and you'll see more of me this year.
All right, we're going to get back to this action. Again, thank you, Lo, for coming in and stepping in. You know, I always do that on the last minute, but we got it turned in.
You're welcome.
5:43 left. .543 left in the third quarter. .543 left. 24-35. Carver up by 11. Timeout. Again, we had two legends in their own time. Ladella English, who played at Carver, who at that time when she played at Carver High School, y'all, we were the only school, just like Northside is now. Carver was the only school playing 5A basketball. Carver has, I know we didn't win a state championship that year, but they still completed something that no one else has ever done here in Columbus. They're the only team in the history here that I know of that competed and made it to the Final Four, playing against kids in school with 3,000 students almost, and we were able to go to the Final Four, led by Ladella English and Tasha Taylor, Malika Pickard, Jaquella Woods, a lot of great talented kids, Jennifer Long, and that year we went to the Final Four. We weren't even at our best. We were injured, had a lot of kids that were on the bench, and we played against a team that had, I know for a fact, 11 D1 players. Back to action. Carver with a steal, extends the lead, 37-24, 5:31 left in the third period. And this is how Carver wants the game. Chaotic. And you're playing fast. Rosser gets fouled, go to the line, shooting two. 5:23 left in the third period. Again, I had a slight mess up, and I hope you all ain't too mad at me. But January the 23rd, the Hawks versus the Suns, 7-0-6-5-7-6-3-6-6-6, caller number 40 at the boys' halftime of the boys' game. So I want to make sure, you know, if anybody's calling in now, just stop. Get it back fixed at halftime of the boys' game. We'll start caller number 40 at halftime of the boys' game to win those tickets to see the Hawks versus the Suns. We're here courtside live, Warren Buehler Court, Richmond Home Gymnasium, on the hill, Carver High School, George Washington Carver High School, the defending state champions, two-time state champions in football. Head coach Jarvis Jones, we'll try to get him at halftime of the boys' game or somewhat. But again, Rosser's at the line trying to cut into this lead. Carver's going on a run. She makes the second one, cuts it to 12, 5:23 left. Outlet, English, no good. West thought she had it. It went out of bounds. And Spencer gets the ball back. Rosser to Rosser. And it's a turnover. I thought it was a turnover, but it stays with Spencer. Carmen Rosser will take the ball out. Carver's putting on the man-to-man pressure. Robinson. And the ball's out, knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Spencer. 5:06 left. again, this gym is packed. If you're trying to come to this game, you better get here because they might stop. The fire department might stop in a little bit. There's a whole lot of folks up in here. Whole lot of people up in here tonight. Gonna probably be standing room only in a little bit. Shot up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, goes over to Carver. 5:01 left. Bass checks back into the game. 5:01, third period, 25-37. Carver over Spencer. Bass trying to set it up. Pass it to West. West to Sims. Sims to English. English tacks the basket. Foul. Go to the line. And she will shoot 2. Kind of new for Coach Hunley. He has not a new staff, but he has a bunch of new people on his staff. And this Carver team is gonna will victories this year. They're not, like I said again, they're not used to this. This is something they're not used to. They usually got a 20-point player on the court at all times in the last 4 or 5 years. This year they don't have that, and so it's gonna take this team to come together and win these games. English make 1 or 2, 38-25, 4:35 left. Carver applies the pressure more, and out of bounds. And the ball goes over to Spencer. If you saw that track speed by Sabria English, she has multiple scholarship offers in track. She's an athlete, track star here at Carver High School, but just so happened to know how to play a little basketball as well. Spencer's dropping back into that 2-3 zone defense, and I think that's smart. Try to slow Carver down, keep him out of the lane, force him to make jump shots. Other than Sims making those early jump shots, he hadn't made a whole lot. Carver likes to attack the basket and wants you to. West. On cue, just when I said they hadn't, she said, wait a minute, coach. West with the long 3 and extends the lead. Ross attacks the basket. Block shot by Money Chocolate West. Sims passes it up to Ross, and she could not run it down, but she ran into a cheerleader. Almost took the cheerleader out. 3:53 left, 41-25. Again, this game was a 4-point lead. And now Carver's extended the lead, 41-25. This is the thing that Spencer could not do. And they've allowed Carver to get in a comfort zone and have not been able to handle the pressure. And as we speak, another turnover, and the ball goes over to Carver. Bass, Sims checks back into the game. Big Mayo, Jason Mayo, assistant coach at Carver High School, coming by. 3:46, 41-25. Cam Bass with the ball. Ball to Cobb. Russell with the steal. Maccabee passes to Naja Rossi. Carver presses her. Maccabee got the numbers. Robinson, no good. Maccabee comes up with it. Couldn't get it to fall. Cobb pushes the ball up the floor. Gives it to Cam Bass. Bass behind the back. Kicks out to Money Chocolate West, and she tags the basket, and she is fouled. She will go to the line shooting 2. Again, if you're at home on that big screen 80-inch TV, tune in to moneyboytv.com on YouTube. If you're in your car, 95.7 FM, AM 1340, turn your dial there and you can look at this game. You want to help out with the live, you want to help out with the live, Cash App, $ Moneyboy TV. Always looking for help, sponsors and whatever, to help us with live streaming these games as well. As you can call our lovely General Sales Manager, Miss Angela Verdejo, to continue to help us with sponsorship at Davis Broadcasting. But both of them, we can do both. You know, we can do two things and make it right. We can always do two things and make it right. Again, you can cash out $ Moneyboy TV to support the live, and then you also can call in to Davis Broadcasting and ask for the lovely Miss Angela Verdejo. Tell her you want to sponsor. You want to get us live on more games. We'll have the youngster, Aunt Mary, with us probably on the next broadcast. Dates collided. You know, he's a busy guy. So he couldn't be here, but we wasn't going to let, what they say, one month can stop the show. So it was a one-man show tonight. We want to get it done. West at the free throw line. Rims out. Ball goes over to Spencer. Spencer needs to make a run right here to take this, cut this lead down so they can go into the fourth quarter with a chance. Right now, Carver's taking control of this ball game, and they're applying the pressure. Again, like I said, Carver is one of those schools. It ain't just a football team. It's a basketball, girls basketball, and the boys basketball. They play off energy. And as we speak, a steal by Sabria English. Could not convert. Good pass. Russ could not control it. Rosser pushing the ball to the floor. But Cobb gets another steal. Tries to split it. And the ball goes out of bounds. But before it goes out of bounds, Coach Hunter saw there was some trouble coming. And he was able to get a timeout first. 2:33 for 42-25 left in the third quarter. We're here again at Warren Buehler Court. Richard Mahomes Gymnasium. As I talk, Warren Buehler passed by. Warren Buehler Court, Richard Mahomes Gymnasium, here at Carver High School on the hill. George Washington Carver. Again, man, we had two great people to come up and speak and talk about girls basketball at halftime. The legendary Loretta Cobb, who is the all-time leading scorer in girls basketball. And I'm telling y'all, she did it with 3 years recorded. They did not record her freshman year at Spencer High School. They only recorded 3 years, and she's still the all-time leading scorer with 3 years of recording, and she did it with a boy ball and without a three-point line. That's amazing. So again, y'all, that's how great of a legend, great of a basketball player she was. So again, we had her and Liddella English to come on. But back to action, 2:28 left, 25-42. Spencer's back in the 2-3 zone defense. Applying pressure to Cobb. Cobb looking for Russ. Russ is on that baseline when she loves to attack. Tax kicks out to Cam. Cam had the open shot, decided not to take it. Passes to Sims. Sims kicks it out to Russ. Head fake. Steps in. Euro step. No good. Rosser with a big rebound. Crosses him over. Uses that strong body of hers to get through there. She steps through, and she will go to the line. You know, the referee said it was on the floor, so Spencer will take the ball out. 1:58 left. 25-42, third period. Here at Carver High School. Substitution, Sabria English comes in for Cam Bass. And again, in a given night, these teams can win. And you have these spurts. Again, Carver has had a spurt where they just have taken control of this game. But before this, Spencer played right with them and actually led the game at some point in time. So Carver's taking control. Spencer's sitting back now in the 2-3 zone defense. County, you can still do that now with the shot clock in your favor. Nobody can just hold the ball. But you got to be able to stop Carver High School. And on that play, Sim was able to get to the line, get in the lane, and get fouled. She would go to the line and try to add two more to it. First shot, no good. Carver struggled from the free throw line tonight, and I know, again, with this game, they're extending this lead. If this game was close, I know Coach Hunting is going to probably shoot free throws a lot, probably tomorrow. 18-point lead, 1:36 left, and there's a foul on Sabria English, and she's looking at Coach Hunting like, no, I didn't foul her, but no matter. The referee called a foul. Spencer will go to the line, shooting two. try to cut into this lead. 18-point lead, 1:33 left. Carmen Rosser, the younger sister, go to the line shooting 2. First one's good. Substitution again. Amani West comes into the game along with Cam Bass. As English and Cobb exit the game. Rosser misses the second one. Rebound by Spencer. Couldn't convert. Sims comes up with the ball, pushing it up the floor, crosses over, get to the middle, and put him on the board. Sims had a big game here for Carver. 45-26, 19-point lead. And she taps the ball out of bounds, but it stays with Spencer. .114 left. Turnover. West comes up with the ball. Unique pressure in the ball, but we got a foul. Both teams in the bonus. Carver will go to the line trying to extend his lead. 1:08 left in the third quarter. Carver up 45-26. Again, if you'd like to be a sponsor, you can give Miss Angela Verdejo a call at Davis Broadcasting. And if you'd like to support the live stream, $, Moneyboy TV. And you can support the live stream. We're back in action here at Courtside Live. We're going to be doing a lot of high school basketball games. So we're looking forward to it, but we need sponsorship. So again, you like what we do, help us out with some sponsors. Get a radio station a call on Monday. Ask for Miss Angela Verdejo, and they can get it done. Have a great marketing team up there, man, and we put some things together for you all. So we're going to get the midweek hustle back going for basketball just like we did for football. We're going to do a lot of things. So we need your support. We want your business out there. We can put it out there. Offensive foul on Rosser. 58.9 seconds left, and it's a 20-point lead. After being down only about 3 or 4, I think it was at halftime, Carver's going on to take a 20-point lead and taking control of this ball game. Cam Bass. Spencer's in the zone defense. Sims. Shot up, no good. Rosser with it, pushing the ball to the floor.